Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. And if you're new here, hello, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, please like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. This is Motorbike Media, and as always, I'm Motorbike, and today, well, we're going to say goodbye to the Escort. And I'll get there in just a second. It's not goodbye forever, but goodbye to me at least. Now this car, it holds a little special something in my heart, to be honest with you guys. This was the thumbnail for my YouTube channel when I first started. This was a nice cheap car for me to get to work back and forth. And yes, I had a lot of problems with it, but it is a good car. So let's give it one last proper review, now that I'm a little bit better at this stuff, and take it for one last drive. At least one last drive as I own it. So let's start at the front end. I always liked this front end. It was different, it was unique. Now a lot of people think that the Honda de Sol looks a little bit like this. I think this looks a little bit better in my personal opinion. Now 03 had a different front end. It actually had a traditional grille. That one's actually kind of hard to find nowadays, so they only have that last model year. But it's different, it's unique, it's quirky if you will. And it's always something that catches an eye here and there when people don't know exactly what this is. The good old ZX2. Unique, different looking. Like I said, only the Honda de Sol had a similar looking front end, but this thing is clean. That's why I liked this car originally. Look at that. Nice, sharp body lines. Now yes, everything's kind of smooth out. This was before the Edge era of Ford where everything got more angular, but nice side profile. It's sporty, but it is just an economy car, but it's still nice to see. These rims, old school 90s here. Because this car was designed in the 90s, but these were always a really cool looking wheel in my personal opinion. Looking at the side, there's not really any scratches, dings, or dents. This vehicle was well kept. Always liked this nice little car. Now the rear end. I always liked the ZX2 that's in the bottom bumper. These rear tail lights were awesome. Nowadays everyone's bringing the single light bar across. This did it before it was cool. And that little tiny spoiler. I always liked the spoiler. Yes, some people complain it looks goofy, but I always thought it looked nice. Even on the rear glass, you see how it says ZX2. Always a cool look, nice curved glass in the back. And like I said, this vehicle's in good shape. Here's one of the little dents, but the body's in good shape. And just a sneak peek at the interior. The interior is held up well over time, guys. Now getting inside the ZX2. Nice simple door handle. Door's nice and light. Now this is soft touch materials here. It is more padded down here. You can see a nice cloth. Now you have the old Ford switchgear, but everything still works. This little tiny door handle surprisingly hasn't broke. It does the job just well. I always like these seats. Now yes, they don't look the most expensive. They are very cheap, but they actually hold me in place quite well. Nice side bolstering. They are surprisingly comfortable. Now getting inside. Inside the car, you can see the nice gauge cluster. This vehicle has 53,744 original miles. Now, this piece of plastic broke. It's actually in the glove box. I did have a problem with my car. You can watch all the other videos I made in the series. It was vibrating very bad. It broke that piece of plastic off, but we can fix it. A nice steering wheel. And this material, I don't think it's real leather, it's probably vinyl. It's super soft. It feels really good in your hands. Steering wheel, you got cruise control. Nice easy features. Going down to your climate controls and radio. Now people complain about this generation of Fords. They'll have the circular design, but everything's easy to use. It's a nice little layout. And you see the little holes in the sides. You can get an attachment. Fits in there. Pull all this out. Easy to put an aftermarket radio in here. This was a car designed in the 90s where everyone put aftermarket radios in. But the dash, it's in really good shape. Now this is hard touch plastics, but everything up here is a soft touch material. It's held up very well over time. Nice vents over there. This is an automatic vehicle. Like I said before, you really want to stick shift to maximize potential in this vehicle, but this is okay. Parking brake, cup holders, passenger seat, door panel. No real interior problems here. Everything's held up very well. Now, one of the reasons why I really love the ZX2 is, well, it's a two-door, and I love two-doors. Nowadays, it's so hard to get a new two-door vehicle that isn't over $30,000. back in the day, every economy car, it seemed like, had a two-door variant, which is a cool thing if you wanted some cheap, fun, cool look to it. But there are actually back seats in the back here, so for your entertainment, I will attempt to get back there. There's a nice little lever down below. You can pull it up, get that up there. And now the process of trying to get in is very tight. Oh, it is a small car. Oh. Woo! Now I am back here. This seat is a little bit forward, more than I would actually have to drive. But being back here, it is a little tight. Surprisingly, the headroom, I'm basically touching the top. I have a little bit of knee room. Obviously the seat has to come back a little bit more. But your legs are up high. It's very tight. There is a place for your arm. It's hard touch plastics. I would not want to be back here more than a few minutes. And I'm already getting very hot and sweaty, so let's get out. Now what's under the hood of a ZX2? Well, it's a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine making about 130 horsepower and about 127 pound-feet of torque. Not the quickest thing. If you want a little bit more speed, get that stick shift. That way you can maximize the potential of this vehicle and get a little bit better fuel economy. But it's a pretty reliable engine. It has a few little flaws here and there, but nothing a little bit of TLC can't fix. Now I was very frustrated when I first bought the vehicle. It was very, very cheap, but I needed a lot of work. Now any old car is going to need work to keep it up to date, and at the end of the game, it was worth it. After we fixed it, it's been super reliable ever since. It's been getting better fuel economy, a little bit more peppy. My dad's been driving it as a daily driver, and like I said, I did sell it, and I'll tell you who I sold it to in just a bit. But if you are looking for a cheap economy car, and you can find one of these in good shape, I think you should go for it. Like I said, try to go for the stick shift, but the automatic will do just fine, especially for a first car for someone that just needs to go to school or get their first job. So driving the ZX2, and I've done a lot of driving videos on this. This vehicle, when you're in motion, is actually surprisingly comfortable. The seats hold you in place quite well, and, well, it's a good daily driver. If you need to get to work and back, to school and back, this is a good car for that. It's a nice, cheap, pretty reliable vehicle. Yes, any old car's gonna need a little bit of TLC, a little bit of money to make sure it's maintained properly and stuff like that. But after we fixed everything, we've had no problems since then. Now, yes, it's not the funnest car. I don't have a stick shift. It is an old school 4-speed automatic. But you can throw in the corners a little bit. You can have a little bit of fun. I can take this corner a little quickly. The chassis is all right. It's not a sports car, but you can have some fun in it. So while I had to buy the F250, that was money that was actually supposed to be spent to fix up the Jeep Cherokee. So I needed a little extra income. That's why I had to sell this vehicle. Now, until I get to 1,000 subscribers, I don't get any money from YouTube. I'm just doing it because it's fun. It's a cool hobby. I would love to do it full time. But if you guys haven't already and you want to, please subscribe. It'd really help out the channel grow. I have so many plans for future content. I just need a little bit more time to film. And I've been working overtime as well as selling this, unfortunately, to help pay for some of the vehicles on the channel. But guys, I think this is a great vehicle, like I said. If you're looking for a cheap daily driver and stuff like that, get a stick shift, have fun with it, or any old car from the early 2000s, late 90s like this. Any two-door variant of an economy car is just a cool vibe that we just don't get nowadays. Well guys, that was a nice little review of the good old 2001 Ford Escort Zx2. Now I am going to miss this vehicle, but like I said, I sold it. And who did I sell it to? I sold it to my dad. He was using this as a daily driver, and I bought the F250. If you haven't seen that video before, I'll leave in the description below for you guys. But buying that truck, well, that was all the money I was going to spend on the Jeep, fixing it up. So I needed a little extra income, so I had to sell this to him. Now you will see it in the backgrounds of shots. We will make a few more videos on it if you guys want to see it. Let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see from this video, this car, whether it be mods or just seeing anything in particular, things that could be fixed on it or something like that. But this is a good vehicle, like I said. If you can find one, it's very cheap. Go for it. Pick this thing up. It can be a whole lot of fun, guys. But that's all I have for you today. And if you haven't already and you want to, please check out my channel. I keep trying to give you guys more and more content. I talk about cars, trucks, crossovers, and SUVs, combustion engines, just like this, and EVs, a little of everything. But please, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you guys stay up to date with the latest and greatest from my channel. And as always, I truly, truly appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.